Hello everyone, and welcome to an informative episode here at Heroes of the Crease Goaltending Museum and Memorabilia Limited. Now, the hockey card and the sports card market in general has hit its highest highs it has ever seen yet, and it continues to rise seemingly by the day. This means several things. First of all, there's going to be lots of new collectors coming in. Second of all, there's also going to be lots of excited new sellers wanting to sell off some of their collections that they've built over the years to make the maximum money that they can. And there's nothing wrong with that. Collecting and selling, it is the cycle that keeps on giving and it makes the hobby world go round. But the big problems come from inexperienced collectors and sellers with regards to safely protecting cards. This informative episode here today will teach you how to protect your card and how to properly package and ship it. Note that this episode is purely based on lower value to mid-level value cards. I'm not talking about $10,000 cards and how to protect those, as how we ship those change up very, very notably. The card I'm going to be using as an example is just a common base card that I have many copies of, so if I'm rough with it, eat a Snickers bar if you get upset by someone touching a card. You gotta touch cards in order to package them. There's no way around it. Just be responsible, be safe. So, you've pulled your card. You're excited. Ooh, I'm excited. I got a Todd Marchant base card from 0102 Upper Deck MVP. Wow. What a high value card, am I right? So, how do I protect it? Oh, I know. I'll just put it right into a top loader. Do not do that. I've received many packages, especially recently buying cards for myself, where people just put them straight into the top loader. This includes vintage cards, memorabilia cards. People have been doing that. Do not do that. That's very, very bad. Not only do you risk damaging the edges as you might fiddle around trying to get it into the hole, you might also end up doing some surface scratching, or if it's in a top loader for a while, maybe you can't sell it immediately. It might end up sticking to the inside, so when you pull it out, you get to take off a nice chunk of, of material of the card with it. So, don't do that. Get a soft sleeve first. It gives you an extra layer of protection. So, lots of companies make it. There's Ultra Pro. Beckett Shield is the latest one I've been using just because of the COVID pandemic. Plastic stuff is a little bit tougher to come by. But you get your card, you get one soft sleeve. You don't need multiple. Doesn't protect extra that way. And you might think, hey, I'll just put the card in straight away and that's good enough. What if I told you that's not enough? What is recommended nowadays, especially when you're sending cards in for PSA grading or whatever, in order to prevent little corner dings and little marks on the bottom edges as you might struggle to get into the soft sleeve, is take your soft sleeve, fold it up a little bit, so it all goes up like that, and flick it. So this way, if you see, a little tough to see on the camera here, you'll see that the edges just slightly come out. This way, you can put in the card, and you're not making any extra dings or impacts on the corners or the bottom. So you're maintaining the card's integrity, which is kind for fellow collector if you're selling to them, and it's better for grading, because you might not notice when you make that little ding, and then you go from that PSA 10 $1 million Wayne Gretzky to a few $100,000 9.5, and I mean that makes a difference. So now you have it like this, it's safe, it's in the soft sleeve, you can touch it, you can rub it, you could do whatever you want. Then you put it into the top loader, the proper top loader. Many different sizes for many different cards. I can't remember the point levels off the top of my head, but you kind of can use judgment. If you buy from a hobby shop, you can ask the owner, they know exactly the numbers. But if you see a hole this big and you have a base card, don't just do that. And then tape the top shut. A lot of the time, because of the extra space that's in there, and sometimes shipping journeys nowadays can take a few months, you might end up with the card curling up, might ding around. If you're taping at the top, it might stick up there, and then as the package is moving around, you might have some bends and dings on the top. So choose the appropriate sized top loader. So we're going to put it in here. Very good. When you're putting it in, also don't be too rough with the top. I've seen some people before, when they're pushing it, they push and they make a huge finger mark on the top where they actually fold down the material. Push it as far as it goes. Once you can't, give it a few knocks. If you're OCD and want it straight, there you go. So now you have it safe in the top loader, you've chosen the correct one. What do you do next if you want to ship it now? So you've collected it, you've loved it, you got, say, a $50 offer for this base card. What do you do then? Now you got to package it for shipping. How do I do that? Do I just take a white envelope and huck it in and then throw it in the post? I can tell you, you immediately make my block list as a seller if you use the plain white envelope with no protection. There's no protection for roughness. Soft sleeve and a top loader is not enough by themselves to protect during the mailing journey. Within Canada, costs for a yellow bubble envelope $1.94 to ship it out right now as the time of this video. Plain white envelope's like $1.10. You're saving very, very little, but you're compromising your own integrity and you're compromising the integrity of a card, potentially. So, don't ship in plain white envelopes. Don't be that guy. I don't respect collectors who do that. I don't care who you are. So forget the plain white envelope. We're going to be using yellow bubble envelope, size 000 for single cards. We typically go up to zeros when we're shipping bigger lots or multiple PSA or ITG slab stuff if it's a bulkier thing. So, I have the yellow bubble envelope. Do I just throw the card in? No. I don't just do that. There's a little more care that needs to be put into it. Because as a seller, you are a person who has to give care to these cards and ensure that they get to their destination as safely as possible. So after this point, we're going to be going to team bags. Once again, they're available in multiple sizes for regular cards as well as for graded cards. Once again, Ultra Pro makes them, and there's many different derivatives. So we're going to take our team bag. Don't need to do really anything special with it right now. Put the card in. So now you've kind of helped protect it from the elements, because a lot can happen during a shipping journey. But it's not quite there yet, because as you notice, it's still pretty bendy. Remember I talk about in my box break videos a lot about these decoy cards you can find in Upper Deck, Panini, pretty much any company's products. They're fantastic for shipping. They're very rigid. To protect a thinner card, it's very important. So, what I like to do with thinner items, put one in front of it, put one behind it, so now it's hard, it doesn't bend anymore. You've now given it some protection. Gonna take the very staticky thing off, sorry, that's funny. Gonna seal it shut. And you must think, hey, that's it. Not quite. I've seen many horror stories in the past where packages have gone through very rainy weather. They've gone through a coffee spill at the postal facility, and even this way, coffee has gotten inside of it. So what I typically like to do, take a bit of Scotch tape, clear, whatever, doesn't really matter, put one tape in the center, because this ensures that it won't just open up during the process of the packaging, and then what I like to do is on the side, tape that shut. May not be the prettiest, but now, what you've done is you've created a sort of moisture barrier. So if someone does spill coffee on it, your envelope might get damaged, but the card inside of it will be much more protected from it. Of course, you do both sides. This is just a demonstration video. I'm not actually shipping a Todd Marchand card here. So you've got this done. It's secure, it's vapor sealed, you're happy. You're almost ready to go. Yellow bubble envelope, not white envelope. Again, white envelope's a big no-no in the hobby, yet so many people do it. I say no, I will always stand by no. So, once you have it, I'm not filling out anything on it right now. I'm just in the process of shipping a bunch of stuff off eBay. But you can print out a shipping label. Myself, I do like to actually write everything myself on there, just when I'm dealing with volume. It helps me remember which stuff I've already shipped out, because muscle memory, it's like, yeah, I remember this guy, this package. So you fill out, or you put your label in the dead center as to whose it is, your information on the top left there, seal it. Same thing as I like to do with this, with the package. Do an extra layer of tape on the seam so it doesn't come undone. Then, what I always make sure to write, I'll actually write it right now because I will be using this envelope thereafter. I always like to write a message like this on the bottom corner of any of my envelopes that I ship out. Do not bend or fold. It's an extra little bit of care. Sure, the postal facilities might not give a damn about it, but at least I know on my end that I care enough about the package to get to its destination to indicate to maybe a postal person who might want to bend it that, hey, no, there's something more fragile in there, and maybe don't do that. So you filled it out, you've put your card inside of the yellow envelope, you've sealed it, you've done the extra taping along on top of the adhesive from there. Take it to your post office, and now it's ready to go. You can request tracking, you can send it regular mail, registered letter, you can send it small packet, tracked packet, express post. The options are depending on what you want. This is how I like to ship more lower end items, up to $100-200. Once you start to get a little bit higher, I like to always use magnet holders for the cards, and we definitely take even more greater care with ensuring that it gets to its destination safer. But for the purposes of safely protecting your cards and mailing them out, this surefire method that I've gone through in the steps here are sure to help you in your journey as a new collector or new seller. Happy hobbying, my friends, and enjoy the greatest time we've ever seen in the sports card universe. Till next time, my friends, have yourselves an excellent day. Bye-bye.